exercise is looking into hands or arm pressure, hand pressure. This is when I'm lifting, pulling, pushing, carrying anything. The previous exercise looked into foot pressure or toe pressure and getting your pelvic floor to associate between when there's pressure through that big toe to actually then draw up and activate. This is now going to be a muscle memory drill for your pelvic floor to associate pressure through your fingers or hands and drawing up. So when I'm, say for example, pulling or pushing something, the pressure of that, whatever I'm pulling or pushing, is then going down onto my pelvic floor. So if my pelvic floor can automatically recognize, right, there's pressure coming through my fingers, through my arm and coming onto my pelvic floor, and my pelvic floor draws up against that, that's going to be really, really protective in terms of prolapse, incontinence, back pain, etc., etc. So all you need in this exercise is a desk or an island bench or a door handle or a door frame, something that's quite rigid that won't actually budge when you pull on it or push on it. In this example, I'm just going to use the door handle on this door. So same as always, you're going to be breathing out with the exercise. That's going to be really, really important. What I say to all of my clients is try and have about hip width apart with your feet, so you've got a really, really nice solid base of support to actually ground yourself and pull up from. What you'll do is you'll wrap your hands around the door handle or the door frame, whatever you're actually using with this exercise, and you're going to, on that out breath, essentially pull on that door handle. Now what you'll feel, without your pelvic floor automatically functioning, you'll feel an automatic equal pressure that goes through your foot or feet when you do this. Now that's automatic and your body doesn't actually have to think about that, but it's really, really handy with then working out with your pelvic floor how firm or how hard do I actually need to pull up for this exercise, because there's downwards pressure but there's also upwards pressure, so there's pressure coming from both top and bottom, so your pelvic floor it's a lot easier for your pelvic floor to recognize that pressure and be able to pull up against that and support your system. So what you're going to do is breathe in, and on the out breath pull on that door handle. Now as you're pulling, you'll feel that automatic foot pressure, and I'm wanting you to think, match that pressure with my pelvic floor, and then you're going to let all of that go. So again, all it's going to look like, breathe in, breathe out. So I'm pulling here, grounding through the floor and drawing up my pelvic floor at the same time, and then I'm letting it go. Now again, with the previous leaning tower of Pisa or the ground up exercise, a lot of people think the harder I pull, the firmer I push, the stronger my pelvic floor is going to be. And what I say to people is it's not necessarily the right thing to be doing, because if you can master that, and if your pelvic floor can pull up quite firmly against that pressure, that's fantastic. But in terms of a muscle memory everyday training exercise, which is what this is, it's a functional exercise, it's a muscle memory exercise, that teaches your pelvic floor, right, with really firm pressure, I know how to pull up firmly. But what about with really soft pressure or medium pressure? Which, to be honest, pretty much the majority of our day-to-day tasks are of soft or medium sort of intensity or pressure or weight. So it's really important that you also practice pulling or pushing really gently and a little bit firmer and firmer still, so that you, like the previous exercise, you can have this wave type effect with your pelvic floor, or a dimmer switch or a volume dial, as I talk about, where the pelvic floor can recognize soft, medium and hard pressure and counteract and pull up against that, which is really, really important. So that is hand up quadrant, or I call it door frame exercise or door handle exercise. It's very simple and easy. You can also do this on the steering wheel when you're driving. You can do this, as I said earlier, with your with a desk or with an island bench. You can really do it on anything that won't budge when you pull or push against it.